This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications. This is KHQA. It's your news now.
And this is Saturday, September the 28th, and you have entered overtime. One man's enduring daily fight to win the hearts and minds of sports fans from one end of the tri-states to the next. No length we won't drive, no hours we will not work. And our efforts tonight have borne considerable highlight fruit for the football fans among you. Gridiron goodies galore tonight, starting with a very interesting day on the local college docket. We shall start in Macomb, where Family Day also marked the opening of conference play for the Fighting Leathernecks, with South Dakota served up as the fodder. Not really a thrilling first half unless you're a fan of defense. Jimmy Holschlag and company trying to get the job done today against the Coyotes. Often struggling in the first half in this one, both sides. 3rd and 9 for Trenton Norvell. And right here, the swing pass doesn't get a first down, but check out the great block by Lance Lenore. Number 7 on your screen, number 1 in your hearts after that one. The next defense, though, rallied today big time. J.J. Raffleson, Gino Durley Jr. right there with a big stop right there. And then later in the first quarter, Nico Watson gets it kind of going, gets his rumble on. The big fella can certainly run between the guards and tackles, and he will show you the full extent of his effect inside the tackles today. This little drive would set up the birthday boy, Nathan Knuffman, for his first collegiate field goal of 23 yards. Nathan Knuffman, 20 years old today, makes it 3-0 at that point. The defense continued to play well today for the Necks. Trey Garvey coming up right here with a tackle for loss. A little bit later, it's Ryan Deming stepping up and making his presence felt on the defensive side of the ball as well. Another tackle for loss. Tell you what, the Leathernecks merciless in the first half, allowing only 125 yards of total offense. More J.J. Raffleson, who had 9 first half tackles in this one. And this was the key turning point in the first half. Botch snap. Chip Holschlag out of Quincy Notre Dame is there, can't get to it, but eventually Kevin Kinsel does. Going to take it in for the score, make it 10-3 at that point. The second half, much better offensively for the Leathernecks as the running game came to life. They end up getting the big-time victory today and improving to 1-0 in conference play. Final count in this one, 24-10 in favor of WIU. Back in the Gem City today, Quincy University with their home game today, looking for their first victory against Lindenwood Belleville. Already up 7-0, actually 8-0. Check it out. Darius Carey right here delivers the huge thump, the squash, with 260 pounds of fury. How about the defensive backfield? Good as well in this one. Shelby Wilson with a pass breakup right here. Still 8-0 in favor of the Hawks at this point. Now 8-7. Big time. The Lynx trying to go deep. That's Jeffrey DeVerne with the interception to thwart any further scoring attempts in this game. Nick Lonergan immediately makes Lindenwood Belleville pay in this one. Little play action chicanery, I should say. Hooking up with Justin Dickens, a connection of 86 yards, extending the Hawks lead to 15-7. That is how the first half would end. More defense for the Hawks, and it was good today. After giving up that early 7 points, they didn't give up anything the rest of the day. Shelby Wilson with a big pick right here, and that sets the wheels back in motion for the offense. Nice contributions today from Jared King, who's going to run the ball really effectively. Outside of tackle right here, a little dive play works very nicely for him. That would set up more play action. Nick Lonergan going to the air, looking at this point again to Justin Dickens. Wide open right there for another touchdown, extending the lead out to 22-7. Oh, the Hawks aren't done. More passing fun right here. We're about to get Central State 8 on you. It's Lonergan to Jared Sargent. He's going to take this ball all the way down, they say, the 1-yard line. Looks like he hit the pylon. No matter, Jared King about to score the first of 2 touchdowns to put this thing away. The Hawks break into the win column in impressive fashion today. They blow out Lindenwood Belleville, a school with infinite resources, a lot of money. This is a nice win for the Hawks, and Coach Pagic, he's got to like this. Good stuff for his team today as they beat Lindenwood Belleville 36-7 was your final. Could we get a clean sweep of local winners today? I will tell you this, against 9th-ranked Mo Valley. Tell you what, Culver Stockton played its best defensive game in years. This is Wilson Rigg out of Palmyra setting the tone on the first passing attempt of the day with a quarterback sack. And all of a sudden, Culver Stockton's offense goes to work in this one. Desmond Phillips, the big 15-yard pickup, moving his team eventually into the red zone. Field goal attempt to go up 3-0, blocked, unfortunately, for the Wildcats. That was kind of the story of the day. Missed opportunities to score. Red zone opportunities. Still the defense coming up strong. Mike Davis, David Marcinko, who played his high school ball for Fred Bouchard, I should say, with a beautiful tackle for loss right there. More Wilson Rigg this time, stepping up strong with the stop and the snuff out behind the line of scrimmage. And Mo Valley couldn't get anything going in this game offensively at all in the first half. How about Mike Betts coming up here with a quarterback sack as well? All Culver Stockton defense all the time. Another opportunity to score in this one coming up as Culver Stockton would be threatening in the red zone. Chris Cunningham going to take the swing pass and look like he has a chance to get in. Unfortunately, the opportunity evaporates with a fumble, but check out the flag coming in. This fumble recovery by Mo Valley would be nullified on the flag, so Culver Stockton gets better field position and a chance to do it again. And again, the turnover bug would bite them. Another shot going into the end zone. Ball pops free. Culver Stockton comes up empty. Culver Stockton would score one first-half touchdown, but unfortunately, the Wildcats could never find their mojo offensively. They lose 29-6, though they played very well against the nationally ranked team. Illinois College, speaking of teams who should be nationally ranked, still undefeated, winning big on the road today over Ripon. They weathered a big comeback, did the Blue Boys today. Cecil Brimage, 179 yards rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns. Michael Bates threw for a trio of touchdowns as well on the day. Also, Monmouth College losing in Midwest Conference action today. The pride of Brown County, Ace Hendricks, with 2 field goals in a losing cause in that one. Trey Yoakum also had a rushing touchdown for Monmouth in the defeat today. And Truman State, in what might be its last ever showdown with Central Missouri, the University of Central Missouri State, whatever you want to call them, or whatever they're calling themselves today. Truman State loses at home. 44-23 was your final there. We had some high school football today. Triopia in must-win territory need 4 wins in the next 5 weeks, I should say, starting today against ISD. Matt Parker setting things up nicely with a little rumble into the red zone. Dakota Jacoby cutting backwards, forwards, inwards, upwards. It's like a Wonkavator. He gets into the end zone for the score right there, making it 22-0 at that point. Later on the 2-point conversion, Nate Shanks going to the air. He's going to find Alex Bell. Pretty passing play. Pretty play action as well as Triopia runs its lead in the first quarter to 24-0. Oh, the youngsters, they were loving the powder blue goodness today over in Orangeville. They would watch their defense step it up big time. This is Victor Whited and Alex Bell coming up with the tackle for loss. A little bit later, it's Braden Gwynn getting into the action as well, as it was kind of a by-committee attack for that Concord Triopia defense today. Matt Parker, have yourself a day. 6 carries, 3 touchdowns among them, including this long rumble to make it 30-0. All Triopia all the time today, as the Trojans improved to 2-3 on the season in blowout fashion, beating ISD by the final count in this one of 58-6. Just up the road in Jacksonville, Unity Payson looking for its first win of the season. The defense taking on route and standing up strong in this one. Alex Flickhand starting things off with his team up 7-0 with the tackle for loss. Then it's Lane Davis, the big defensive end, with another tackle for loss on the ensuing punt, which would follow. Alex Blickhand doing some work yet again, kind of breaking free of everybody, picking up 15 yards, put his team in really good field position. It would be the Blickhand show today with a couple of touchdowns. This was a nifty rumble right here as he put himself down to the 7-yard line at this point. Check out Blickhand again. This is not great tackling, but this is also pure effort for Mr. Blickhand, who looks like he's wrapped up by 3-4 different guys into the end zone for the score right there to make it 14-0 at that point. The Unity Payson defense, very, very good all day long today. Those defensive ends are monsters. They include Gage Klitz among them. He'll not only make the tackle for loss, he'll bag your groceries for you if you want, as Unity Payson breaks into the win column today. Big time, 35-13 your final in favor of Unity Payson, which now has to win out, though, to have a chance to make the playoffs. More to talk about. It was a crazy Week 5 now that it's finally over in terms of upsets, big wins, big games that paired top 10 teams in our area together. So this is how the reshuffled KHQA Power Poll is going to look. Little sneak preview for you to Thursday morning. Central Palmyra, still the only 2 undefeated teams in our area. Still number 1 and number 2. Centralia and Quincy Notre Dame move way up this week, jumping into the 3 and 4 spots. Brown County did lose this week, its first game of the season, but played well against Triopia and played understaffed just a little bit. So we don't give Brown County a whole lot of drop in the poll, just 1 spot from 4 to 5. Hannibal, Bowling Green, which suffered its first loss of the season, and Macon, which has been outstanding all season long, or at least has played really good halves of football outside of that second half against Palmyra, stands at the 8th position. Your full Tourism's power rankings, again, coming your way on Thursday morning. And we're just getting warmed up here on Overtime. We've got some volleyball for you. We've got some soccer coming your way and plenty more goodies, including your Seeds of Greatness when Overtime continues.
KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
It's soccer time here on Overtime after being shut out at Quincy High on Tuesday of this week. Jacksonville Crimsons were back and trying to atone today. Tell you what, a great defensive battle out at Legends Stadium. Quincy Notre Dame, first opportunity to score in this one, as it would be Cooper Reese trying to get one on goal. Austin Enns, really good keeper for Jacksonville, equal to the task. Speaking of great keepers, Zeke Little, as good as it gets in the state for QD, he was equal to the task as well. We went scoreless into the second half. Best scoring opportunity while I was there. Look at the cross from Ryan May and the effort from Brandon Hill. We'll show it to you in slow motion. Full extension, flying through the air with the greatest of, well, something. Just barely missed it on the cranium today. I will tell you this game went down to the final minute, and in the final minute of this ball game with 64 seconds left, Cooper Moore from Jacksonville scores the golden goal. Jacksonville makes it a split in the city of Quincy, beating QD by the final count of 1-0. Meanwhile, Hannibal continues to roll along nicely, beating Marshall today at home in what was essentially a pouring down rainstorm all afternoon. Hannibal gets a pair of goals today from Jack Bauman to beat Marshall and take out the Owls. 4-1 was your final there. We've got volleyball today for you from the Southeastern Super Conference quarterfinals. Holy Trinity opening their night against Central Lee. And we'll start out with your obligatory Michaela Fecky kill spree. And they are, as usual, impressive as the young lady who is signed to the University of Nebraska throws down not once, not twice, but 3 times, very emphatically, for your highlight enjoyment. She was not alone, although Central Lee, give them some credit, played really well in spots against a very good team. That was my friend's Morgan Steffensmeyer with a great kill. The other direction, though, super setter Maria Vandahar opening up well. First with a setter dump, and then she's going to show you her service ability as well, getting the ace to fall. But as I said, Central Lee fighting hard in this match. Some pretty good players, and I've heard people in Southeast Iowa tell me Central Lee might be one of the most improved volleyball teams in our region. Again, final score not indicative against a powerhouse like Holy Trinity, but the Lady Hawks played very well today, getting 11 in the first game and 11 in the second game. Just no match, though, for Nicole Wilkins and company with a big kill, and then Fecky to finish game 1. 21-11, 21-11 is the way game number 1 would finish. Holy Trinity goes all the way on to win the entire tournament, beating Mediapolis in straight games in something that just completed 25-18, 25-7 to take the championship today of the Southeastern Super Conference. Again, Holy Trinity with just 1 loss on the season. They are every bit that number 1 seed in the state that they're ranked in Class 1A. Not a lot of softball today because of all the storms over in northeast Missouri, but I can tell you that Mark Twain down by Jeff City in beautiful Mocaine, Missouri, ends up taking 3rd place today in the South Callaway tournament. Beating New Bloomfield in that 3rd place game to get that done. 3-2 was your final there. Some other scores and notes to pass along. We'll start with girls golf today at the Galesburg Invitational. Macomb comes in 5th as a team. Your event medalist on the day, no real surprise, Haley Hadsall, who fired a 77. Really good score on a very tough course today. That's a 4 over par. So Haley Hadsall really playing some very good golf today. On the boys' side today, just an unbelievable day for the Quincy Blue Devils. We've talked all spring long, or excuse me, this is fall now, all fall long about how these guys might have the best chance of anybody to win a state championship. Quincy High School finishes as the team 1 under par today with a 283. To put that score into further perspective, check out the individual tallies today. Zach Burry, your medalist, 4 under par. Colby Rodemick finished 2nd on the day, 2 under par with a 69. Zach Coleman Pfeiffer, even par 71. Andrew Eilers, 76. That's great scoring balance. Quincy High ridiculous today in winning that tournament. Also, Central today at the Porta Invitational finished 6th, led by Taylor Hyman, who was 7th place individually. Also, congratulations to Unity's Nikita Berger, the freshman, doing it again on the tennis scene, winning the Peoria High Maroon Tournament, going 4-0 on the day. And I would be remiss if I didn't pass along our congratulations to Jacksonville, our savior. You wonder why route baseball is always so good. Great feeder system. Our savior is headed back to the state tournament with a sectional title today. Up next for them, a showdown with Champaign St. Matthew on Friday in East Peoria. Which brings us now to our final Con Communication connection for the month. Your chance to vote for September's best play, I should say. Later this week, you can log on to connecttristates.com and cast your vote for your favorite of our 5 finalists. And if you vote, you become eligible to win a prize package from Con. We went defensive this week, and we went football, and we went with Sydney Weir of South Shelby. And this, my friends, is how you connect as a tackler. The clean and jerk tackle, we're calling it, as Sydney Weir comes up from his linebacker position. Lifts my man, Mr. Smithy, off the ground and just buries him in the turf. That is as pretty and textbook a tackle as you will see. Nominee number 5, and if you are a South Shelby fan or a Sydney Weir fan, here's your chance to vote for him. He is up against stiff competition, as we will remind you the 4 other finalists right now. Brady Crane with the reversal of field for Rushville Industry in week 1 of the season. The Nutt-Butler combination for Palmyra football just before the end of the first half and Palmyra's big win over Centralia. We've got a soccer connection as well between Hunter Hosher and Blake Dittmer, which got the thing won against Quincy Notre Dame. And last week it was Hannibal. Beautiful hookup between Dalton Overstreet and Austin Kirby on a touchdown pass to help the Hannibal Pirates end up beating Mexico. So those are your 5 nominees. Again, later this week, go on to connecttristates.com and vote your little heart away. And if you vote, you have a chance to win. And we've got more overtime, including Seeds of Greatness, coming up next. Well, we have proudly launched a new segment here on Overtime, the Seeds of Greatness, brought to you by Burris Hybrids. This is our quest to introduce you to the Tri-State athletic stars of tomorrow, the kids who will dominate the headlines and highlights in the years to come, but before they become local household names. Tonight our focus is on cross country, and in particular the running dynasty that has taken root in Liberty, Illinois. Now currently both the boys and girls squads at the high school carry state rankings right now, and the Lady Eagles are doing so with a couple of freshmen leading the pack. But we're even going deeper catalog than that to find out who's next to carry the torch for Liberty running. You are looking at 12-year-old Caitlin Robbins, who, if she can stay healthy this season, is being called a legitimate state title contender at the IESA level. At the junior high school level, the boys and girls all run at the same time on the track. And on Tuesday of this week in South Park, Caitlin not only blew away the field to win the girls' crown, but she beat all but one of the boys in the field and wasn't exactly happy to have anyone else finish ahead of her. She's that competitive. Coach Jeff Obert calls Caitlin a true competitor, and that grit was shown the last couple of years when she tried to run through a pair of stress fractures, injuries that may have cost her earlier shots at state crowns. She's just that tough and that competitive. But Caitlin, knock on wood, has been healthy so far this season and blowing away the field. She tells me that she likes running cross country because it's, quote, never the same thing twice. This year's state meet is slated for October the 19th, and Caitlin's times have been terrific to date. This area has had a couple of really outstanding cross-country runners named Caitlin, need I remind you, and Miss Robbins appears to be next to extend that tradition, so remember this name. I surmise you'll be hearing a lot over the next 7 years. We've got some college scores to pass along to you now. Let's start off with volleyball. Quincy University a winner at home tonight over McKendree, 3-1. The news good as well for Western Illinois, which goes on the road and beats Omaha 3-0 as well. Soccer today. Phenomenal showing, not a victory, but a great showing for Culver Stockton. Tyler Tomlinson's team nearly takes out the number 25 team in the nation, Baker, at home. Unfortunately, Culver Stockton comes up just a goal short in that quest. Also on the women's side today, HLGU with a big win over Lyon, 1-0. The men's side of things, the showing's not quite so tidy today. Baker knocks off Culver Stockton 4-0, and HLGU has lost its national ranking and lost again today to Lyon. Final count in that one was 2-1. And we'll have more overtime for you coming up after this. Anybody else pleasantly surprised by the regional college football action we've been treated to this season? Mizzou now 4-0 after a win over Arkansas State. I will grant you it wasn't very clean, and the first half was downright ugly. But Mizzou comes out of non-conference play with a 4-0 record. I'm sure things will get uglier fast in conference play, but there you have it at this point. How about the University of Illinois as well? I know Miami of Ohio, not exactly a powerhouse, but you know what? Nate Scheelhaus has been ridiculous, and today maybe his best effort yet. 5 passing touchdowns in the day, 19 of 24 passing. We'll start you off with one right here where he hooks up with Evan Wilson. He's not done yet. Little swing pass out here to Josh Ferguson, who's going to go in from 15 yards out. 5 touchdown passes. Just a great passing effort today from Scheelhaus. Again, another one, this one a little longer, to John Davis. Going to hook up off play action, and just beautiful stuff from Scheelhaus as the Illini win and win big in this one. Final count 50-14 as the University of Illinois gets the big victory over Miami of Ohio. Also on the day, big win for Iowa as well, going on the road and beating the Golden Gophers. 23-7 was your final there. 3 wins across the board, as I told you. Good stuff today. Finally, Major League Baseball today. Stop me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it seem just slightly cruel to do this when the Cubs are in town? I'm sure Cardinal fans aren't feeling any sympathy in this one. Matt Holliday, have a day, just taking advantage of the fun with all of the guesswork out of this, other than who will have home field advantage throughout the NL playoffs. Matt Holliday with a homer to right. Scored John Jay, made it 2-0. Yadier Molina with a deep double to extend the lead to 4-0. Adam Wainwright, little infield single action as well, pitched very well as well, as St. Louis gets the victory today by the final count in this one of 6-2. Hey, we're all out of time. Overtime right back here next Saturday. Lots of goodies, including the first showdown between Quincy University and Truman State as GLVC competitors right here. We'll see you next Saturday at 10:30.